All right. I can just go ahead and start sharing and everything, right? You should be able to see my MetaTrader platform. I just want to make sure you're able to see that before I move forward. Fine. Excellent. Okay, so all my trades closed this morning. You got a really quick snapshot of that. I had some pound Swiss trades that are now closed and euro dollar trades that are closed. Those equaled about $54,000 and they are done. That's closed. I probably won't have anything else open up immediately anyway, but I do want to talk a little bit about the euro to start things off. And if at any time, Maud, I can't see the questions and the charts at the same time, so it may be necessary every once in a while if you can't see my charts or something disappears, just let me know. You can buzz in and let me know. This is the euro dollar 30-minute chart. And as you can see, the euro dollar has been falling this morning pretty significantly, in fact. And the currency pair has been away from the 800 simple moving average, which is right here. It's the black dashed line on the chart in front of us, for about 1,042 bars. That's 21 days. That's above average, the 30-minute chart. Mystic, I'm pretty certain you've been keeping your eye on this as well. And the currency pair has been away for a long time. That's longer than normal. It means I'm interested in setting up trades that trade back to that level. What happened to me was I actually started trading this currency pair back to the 800 some time ago, over a week ago, and the currency pair started to fall. I was in a set of buy trades, and it fell and fell and fell, and I lost, probably the largest loss I've taken in all year, actually. And it was about 30,000 or 35,000, and that was a loss. And the account rolled over. I think we might as well just show this. The account rolled over and reopened all of those euro trades. You'll see here, opened them all at the same price when the account rolled over. And then what I needed to do was I needed to make at least $40,000 for those trades to come out wildly profitable because of the loss that I took in trading it. Those trades closed yesterday at 44,000, so it ended up being a really nicely positive experience, super positive experience. And then this morning, I traded the pound Swiss in a set of buy trades that I had stacked, and those trades were profitable as well. So it turned out to be just fine. It was a good week, and super happy about the way things turned out this week. Once again, if somebody's talking to you about trading, it's always a good idea to, verify that they're taking trades. The stacks are a killer, Dave Tarver says. It really is killer. I mean, there isn't really anything in the world like stacking trades and making money from multiple trades that open up. If you've got a theory about a direction in the market, it really is something special to be able to take the most advantage from or out of something that happened. In this instance right now, where I'm looking at the euro dollar on the 30-minute chart, you should be able to see that chart. I think I've brought that chart back. Mystic says he's thinking about the pound Swiss. I think that's absolutely, positively a possibility. Let me get back to my charts. It's been so long since the euro dollar was at the 800 simple moving average, and it's now just way above average as far as possibilities are concerned. This just really is atypical. We're in a situation where if the currency pair rises, I'd like to be buying this currency pair and targeting the 800 simple moving average. Well, the 800 simple moving average at this point is at 45.22. The currency pair is trading at 42.91. So there is a significant difference between where the currency pair is now and where it could possibly be on its way to going. And I'd like to entertain the prospect of buying this currency pair above the recent high. Let me grab a horizontal line tool. Right here, above this recent high of 43.59. That's also above the 200 simple moving average. And we've just gone so far for so long away from the 800 that we really are in a situation where we need to consider just taking the money and getting out if we can. If we get in, it's been so long that these are sometimes indicative of trends that just seem to go on forever and can really hurt people that trade this methodology. So if I got in at 43, let's say 43.70, and I started buying the currency pair at 43.70, I'd want to keep my eye out for this. Keep my eye out. I'm going to readjust the trend line here. Keep my eye out for that trend line right there that you can see on the 1 hour chart and you can see on the 30-minute chart. It's a big possibility that by the time it gets up to that trend line, the currency pair's 800 simple moving average will have fallen far enough that my profit target on the whole thing could be 44.35. Just 60 points of difference. And Raj, I think, is at the pound Canadian. I'm not sure what Chinese yuan, is that what that is? I don't really trade anything to deal with the Chinese currency. So Raj, if that is your question, I just apologize in advance. I don't know anything about the Chinese currency. I don't know anything about China. I actually don't even know where China is. That's the euro dollar. That fully describes exactly what my line of thinking on the euro dollar is. Above 43.70, I'd like to buy, and I'd like to be safe about it and possibly get out of that trade around 44.30. Most people are interested in, to a certain degree from time to time, most people are interested in the pound yen. That seems to be quite a famous currency pair in our midst. You can see that the pound yen took some Viagra this morning and went absolutely crazy. Couldn't stand it. Thing is just out of control. It was a massive breakout. Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria. On the 5-minute chart, it looks unbelievable. 15-minute chart also looks unbelievable. Massive breakout, 200-point breakout. That's what you get for the end of the year. 30-minute chart has been away from the 800 simple moving average for 337 bars. Nothing important or interesting about that. On the 1 hour chart, it broke out away from the 800 simple moving average, and that's where we'll pause for a moment and say a few things after we look at the daily chart. On the daily chart, we've been away from the 800 simple moving average for 1,196 bars. The 800 simple moving average is all the way up 4,000 points higher at 186, 187. And it looks like this currency pair could be trying to make its way up towards the 200 simple moving average on the daily chart. Ahmed says, seems a bad day for you. Ahmed, I'm not sure I understand what you're saying, and I'd be happy to answer a question if you had one. But it was absolutely a spectacular day for me. So not a bad day at all. It's a very good day. Okay, we'll go back to the charts here. So maybe on the daily chart, we're looking at a situation where this currency pair could be headed upward. I want to mention just a couple of things as we talk about this. The pound yen just broke out from what I call a surprise box. That is a consolidation zone that is typically associated with or nearby the 800 simple moving average, most frequently on the 1 hour chart. I don't trade this system as frequently as I trade the Boscillator, which I talk about pretty frequently in these webinars. But I do trade this system and I trade this method, and there's just no reason that I wouldn't. This currency pair broke out above that consolidation zone this morning. You can see it, this candle that poked out above the green box. And this trade stays open until the currency pair comes back down and crosses below the 62 exponential moving average. Could be long term. This could be a trade that's open for a long time. That could be a trending move that stays open for a long time. Oh, it's not Eric. It's for Eric, not for me. Okay. Thank you, Ahmed. Understood. I like it when you guys talk to each other actually during the webinar. I think that's pretty cool. That's good to have some aspect of community inside the webinar. The dollar Canadian is still waiting to get back to the 800 simple moving average on the 4 hour chart, and it just isn't doing it. I mean, it is just not working. And that currency pair it bounced up against the 200 simple moving average today, as you can see, on the 4 hour chart. And then it just retreated immediately. However, since it's been away from the 800 for so long, if this currency pair can rise up above 1.0575, we've got a situation where it's crossing above a previous high and above the 200 simple moving average, and we'll probably have the 62 exponential moving average, which is red, cross above the blue 200 simple moving average, and that would be another possible opportunity to buy this currency pair up towards the 800 simple moving average on the 4 hour chart. Just want to look at it on the 5-minute chart. Nothing going on. So very little going on these shorter term charts. Draw a trend line above the last candle. What's your blue? Ahmed, the blue moving average is the 200 simple moving average. Mystic says draw a trend line above the last candle. Is that for the dollar Canadian? 4 hour chart. Draw a trend line. And I think that's what we were talking about. Yep. And the red line indicates the 62 exponential moving average. So there's not a whole lot going on today, although what I'd like to do next, I'd like to cycle through, we'll even cycle through the 1-minute charts here. And we'll just go through them one by one and take a look at them and see, are there any charts that are setting up a trade? Probably not. Most of them probably took this move that just happened and went back to the 800 simple moving average, is what most of these currency pairs did. What kind of questions come up? We looked at the dollar Canadian on the 1-minute chart. However, it was so close to the 800 simple moving average that there's no possible trade there. So nothing that we could do there. Are there any questions or comments? Euro yen on the 1-minute into the 5-minute into the 15-minute. That is awesome. Eric, you should buy or sell the euro dollar when whichever trading methodology that you've back tested is showing you that you've got a trade. So in this instance, I'm not really exactly certain, but as far as I am concerned, Eric, I'm bullish on the euro dollar on the 30-minute chart, sort of like we discussed earlier today. And Ed, this webinar was recorded, so you will be able to watch. You will be able to watch the recording. Eric, you can always email me if you're a novice and you feel like you want some beginning materials or something that can help you get started. You can always email me at that address that I've just put in there, rob@robbooker.com, and maybe I can send you some things to start with that might give you a head start on things. This is the euro yen. There's the 1 minute. Here's the 5 minute. Has been 1,711 bars. So that's getting ready as well. Thanks, Chris. That's excellent. And I do not love MetaTrader, but it's free. And I think that for a lot of people, that is a really good thing. So I've been trying to use a charting platform that's free that everybody can follow along with. Seems to be reasonable. There's the 5 minute euro yen below that trend line and below the 62 exponential moving average. Seems like a reasonable thing to do to trade. And on the 15 minute chart, we've been away from the 800 simple moving average for 544 bars. So there really is a trade, as Chris mentioned, thank you, that goes from the 5 minute euro yen sell trade into maybe a longer term sell trade on the euro yen down to the 800 simple moving average. Are there any other questions or comments before we wrap this up this morning or this afternoon for you? Okay, doesn't look like it. Thanks for being here, everybody. Becky, I'm just set up as an LLC, limited liability company. That might not be best for everyone, but certainly may work for you and may not work for you. I would certainly and definitely recommend that you look closely into that before you do anything, just to make sure. Abel, unfortunately, I don't have time to look at any other currency pairs this morning, but Maud, I will be traveling on an airplane next week, so I will not be here next week, but I will be the week after. Thank you, Becky and Rob and Harley and everyone. It's really nice to have spent time with you here today. Happy New Year, Boyke. It's good for you all. Good to see you all here, and I appreciate you being here, and I will see you in the new year. Rob, I did look at some of them on the 1 minute chart, but the euro dollar in particular was on the 30 minute chart, and this webinar was recorded, so you'll be able to watch that entire description of it as well. Happy New Year to you too, Maud. Have a great day, everybody.